glad you could join us on another conversation on Business Redefined. We have been covering capital markets quite extensively. Today we want to talk about capital markets as well as the manufacturing space, and we are privileged to have the man in charge of Crown Paints, Dr. Rakesh Rao. Welcome on set.
Morning. How are you?
Great. I was really delighted when I looked at your 2020 numbers. I think one of the few companies who I saw, despite the COVID disruption, the top line was very strong, the bottom line was equally strong. How did you manage to ensure the business remained significantly resilient in view of the circumstances?
I think more as a strategic move what we have been taken. I think it's important when the situation was not looking good. We were sensitizing ourselves as a management. We engaged the entire team how to go about it, how to manage the situation, because we know this is going to be a very difficult situation in coming months if we do not able to safeguard ourselves and strategize ourselves. So I think most focus more on wasteful expenses, and cutting the cost was a major initiative without affecting the business and morale of people. So I think we work on a very strong strategic move and engaging staff, engaging managers, how we can cut the cost and can stay afloat, and whether we make money or not, but at least we should not lose the money. So that was the first target for us to stay afloat without affecting the cash flows, without going in negative, not going to red. So that can create a lot of impact on us. So environment was very negative, but I think we remain positive. And our staff and people and our manager, our entire management directors, we all remain positive. Yes, I think there is a hope. This is a pandemic, but I think if you are very careful, we can able to manage. And one thing was very clear message to all of my team that the pandemic should not manage us. We should manage pandemic. So that was a key message to the people. Be careful, be watchful, take care of your best health practices, make sure you do not mess up, all social distancing. So a lot of things which we follow inside on the organizations make our employee motivated and works with the full speed. Plus, market conditions also has been, initially there was a lull in the market, but later on start picking up as the concept of people working from home and sitting at home. So I think most of the people would like to upgrade their home, upgrade their walls. They wanted to change the home decor to be happy to work, because throughout the day you are at home, you are not going anywhere. So I think that was a great advantage to the paint companies. They consume a lot of paints to repair their house, or they repainted the house to make look home better. So that is worldwide is a benefit to most of the organizations in the world, that particular pandemic home improvements and paint consumptions has not gone down, it's gone up. So if you look at our growth last particular years, we had 10 years in spite of all. Of course, we have a 2 months very bad lull because of May and June, April, May, June. We have a lockdown also in certain countries in Uganda, Rwanda. Luckily, there was no lockdown in Tanzania, but it has affected overall to us. But we were very clear that this is a cost. Within this cost, we have to manage the operations. So when you very focus on cost management and productivity and efficiencies, and you maintain your sales, reasonable sales, there's a good chances of getting a better financial results.
I noticed the subsidiaries, Uganda and Tanzania, have finally emerged from the red. They've broken even. Speak to us about your outlook in terms of the optimization of the performance of the subsidiaries, and more importantly, as a share of your revenue pie, where would you like them to sit? Because much as they're turning around, what I've noticed is that when you look at the numbers, you can still see the Kenyan concentration there.
Yes. I think definitely we've been looking for that growth, substantial growth on those markets. But you have to remember one thing: those markets are more economy based. So like for example, my portfolio of product here, I make 75 to 80% premium and 20-25% only economy. Where on those countries, my 75% is economy and 25% is premium. So look into the Kenya economy is much bigger, 3 to 4 times compared to all these countries. So that's always been challenge. Okay, but definitely we've been looking for like at the moment maybe contributing 15%, but I hope that in next 2, 3 years, 4 years, they contribute like 30% to our revenue. And I'm sure we're on the right track. We've been getting market shares. We've been penetrating very forcefully now. The brand is being accepted because any company, when you launch a brand, 4, 5, 6 years, they want to test the water. They want to see this company going to remain here. They are consistent in supply, consistent in quality. There will be a lot of pressure from local players to kick us out as organizations, as no like Indian company to be successful on those countries, you know. So local player also put a lot of pressure on us and try to make sure that we don't succeed. And they all group together and make sure that we have a struggle. But I think we've been being a strong professional organizations, and we decided that we will not going to give up in any conditions. We will continue and we will strive our operations efficiencies, gain market shares, and start getting into the profitabilities. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking about penetrating new markets, getting elbowing your way into the market share, when you look at the cost environments from a regional optic, many manufacturers in Kenya are complaining about the new taxes which have been rolled out and what this means from a cost of doing business standpoint. How do you assess your regional footprint and how you can scale them based on now the cost of production?
I think it's very challenging. At the moment, we hardly hit by international problems, that the price has gone up crazy. Raw material price has gone up by 40-50%. Even certain raw material has gone by 100%. The logistics worldwide is haywire. We are paying 40, 50, 60% more cost for transporting our goods. Plus, even supply chain is not very effective, where earlier, suppose we used to get our ship consignment in 21 days or 30 days. Now is taking 2 to 3 times more. Maybe 30 days become 60 days, 60 days even become 90 days. So we have huge pressure on keeping more raw materials to manage our supply chain. So that's one pressure we already have. We have an international market which is mess up. Prices have gone crazy. Logistics completely failed worldwide. So all pressure has already been coming to us to run industries. So, and then adding fuel to the fire. I mean, again, government, local. I mean, we see there's some introduction of taxes and duties on resin, on containers. So that's also make us life very difficult. And today, our cost of the paint and production is highest compared to any region in Kenya, in East Africa. So it's been worrying us. Of course, we've been requesting, we're lobbying with governments, KRA, KMA. I hope there will be some release will come soon. But it has been very worrying matter for us at the moment. Yeah, I'm just worrying that maybe sometimes the people start sending goods from Uganda, Tanzania to Kenya.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's a major risk.
Yeah.
Speak to us about your strategic partnerships in terms of with the international players, sourcing material, bringing it into this market, and how the landscape is like when you look at the competitive area and in terms of now the partnerships you are forming. Give us some insight into that.
I think any international player, when they want to succeed in Africa, because Africa is growing market, is the future of the world. So each and every international player would like to do business here. So I think when they Google, I think they find the Crown Paints is one of the biggest paint companies, successful professional companies listed on Nairobi Stock Exchange. So all advantage we have. We have a lot of competitive advantage, being the oldest in this market, being listed on stock exchange, profitable, professional management, okay, and been standing off 60 golden years in this country, you know. So it's give a lot of competitive edge and advantage that many suppliers, or they come with a new innovative, new product, new technology, they want to be partner with us. So I think that's going to be continue, till we manage our organizations with profitably high market shares, maintaining #1 brand positions. Most of the international players, they give a first choice to us, and they would like to give a lot of technical support also. So that is added advantage being a brand leader in this country.
I'm looking at the company's turnover, and one thing that should be of interest to many of us is what proportion is driven by projects. And why this is of interest is because we all know the sort of headwind the real estate market is going through in this country, and would like to try and figure out how that could possibly be transmitting into your performance. So still on the domestic environment, how the real estate sluggishness is now impacting Crown Paints.
Okay, we are very retail brands because being oldest brand, we are very retail brands. So our generally channel, which we can able to define in our systems, that we do 90% with retail and 10% with the sectors, project sectors, construction sectors, which we deal directly with professional contractors, architects. But there is another hidden sale which our distributor channel sell to our contractors, which we do not know. We do not have the numbers, because suppose any of my customers selling 10 million worth of paints, so maybe I believe that 8 million he must be selling to a channel, to the retail channel, to regular customers for normal painting requirements. But he must be selling 15-20% also to the big project. So that number is very difficult for us to track. But I believe that yes, for us as average, like 15% to 20% is project, and 80% still is a retail sectors or portfolio of product sales. Yes.
A lot of manufacturers we talk to will tell you one of the biggest risks they look at in this market is counterfeit products. Is that a problem to you, and how do you mitigate that?
I think we had a lot of challenge earlier where our packaging was not up to the mark. But if you look at our entire packaging, what we have done, seal proof. Most of the product we have moved to plastic container. Earlier we've been selling a lot of water base in metal containers. Metal containers are easy to counterfeit. You can open it, you can close it, and you can sell to the various site. So we had a lot of complaints where we were not using plastic containers for all our water based product. But now of late we have been completely changed, except the oil based product, which we can't pack in a plastic containers. We found that we have been happy. I mean, now once you open a seal of the container, you can't close it again. And plus, we took a lot of initiatives. We launched a program called Team Kubwa, where each and every painters are being benefited by buying our products. Some incentives are there. So definitely they find some incentives into when they open a bucket. So there is a sticker which you can say that yes, is there. It means it's a genuine product. So of late, I think complaint is reduced drastically now. Earlier we used to have a lot of complaints, but now once we have used all our seal-proof packaging, smart packaging, now complaint is reduced drastically now. You can see the growth. You can see the last year growth. Like we have gone by 12-15%. Even this up to first quarter, first half, we still have a volume growth of 15%. So I can see that definitely the counterfeit has taken a back step, and then they could not able to counterfeit our brands in a big way. Yeah.
And that point by Dr. Rao takes us to a short break. We shall be right back with a lot more on this conversation, focusing on Crown Paints. Welcome back to this conversation on Business Redefined, where we are privileged to have Dr. Rao, the man in charge of Crown Paints. Welcome back again.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the corporate action we have seen lately. Crown Paints went to the market with a rights issue, raising a little in excess of 700 million shillings. Two things there. One, I thought the price was significantly discounted. I'm still wondering why. You can help us understand that. The second is the use of proceeds.
I think even always when we do right issues, we would like to give a benefit to our shareholders. If you charge the same price, there's no benefit, then they can pick from the market also. So that's what we would like to, because shareholders have been contributing. They have been contributed their shareholding to us for many years, and we should have reward people for the loyalty. So that's the reason that it was discounted. And of course, as you see, the demand has grown considerably last year. Across subsidiaries been making positive results, and then the business also growing there, where we're targeting 25, 30, 40% growth there. So definitely we need to finance debtors. We need to finance raw material also. And that's the reason that we are in a landlocked country, like we talk about Uganda, and we have a lot of limitation on the stocks here, RM. So we carry high inventories to manage our business and supply chain. And we were forcing it from, I think there was indication from last June, July, August, that since the COVID is going to affect many businesses and many productions and lockdown in many countries. So the cycle of producing raw materials was getting affected. So supply chain will likely to affect. I mean, it was obviously 2 months, 3 months lockdown is there. So you cannot produce, and you cannot dispatch otherwise. Like We get our supplies from worldwide, India, China, and Europe and Germany. So even Germans products where we're coming after six months. So important for us to build our RMs to meet the supply chain. So I think we as a board, we've taken a quick decision that I think we should foresee the problems of RM supplies and logistics, and then immediately took a decisions to increase our revenue, our investment in the stocks, to make sure we have uninterrupted supply chain.
Crown Paints was one of the first companies in this market to ever speak about the prospect of a share buyback. Back in 2017, there were no regulations, so it went quiet. But now we have seen the precedent. NMG has gone with this. Is this an option still on the table?
Our major target to meet our supply chain, support our subsidiaries, support our debtors, and make sure that we grow our business. Our major agenda to grow business. In the reason, now we have right platform, we have right team, right strategy. Strategy has been turning around. All subsidiaries doing well. So this is the right time to invest in the stocks and debtors, so get more market share. Yeah.
Looking into 2022, a lot of the business players I'm talking to are pricing in the risk of we are dealing with COVID. We're having an election cycle coming up. How is your outlook projection like?
I think we always remain positive. That's what, as a fundamental of business, as a leader, we decided that election will come and go. COVID has come, it's gone, or is going, or will go. So simple. We have to remain positive. The biggest plus point with all African countries, we are developing nation. Still, there's a lot of demand for houses. Okay, and you see development across the county is happening. People are building the house across the Kenya. It's not only Nairobi we're talking about. So of course, and normal Kenyans, how many people have a house today? But this low-cost housing percentage, like 2 million, 3 million, 4 million shillings flats are coming. I can see so many projects are coming up. And definitely, I can see the economy is growing. Lifestyle of people are growing. Middle class, lower to people coming to middle class to they're going upper class. So definitely, I think without house, without shelter, you can't live. And that shelter is one of the most important aspect of the life. And that's the reason that we are very, very confident that in spite of all challenges we have, it can be plus minus 1 or 2 months, but we are sure we're going to strive and we're going to do good. In fact, this year we have elections in Uganda, we had an election in Tanzania, Rwanda, everywhere. But somehow we are very clear, we are very focused on strategy. 1 or 2 months plus minus can happen, but we have to grow this company and we have to grow market share. That's very clear, our mandate for our board and our team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sustainability and the agenda of green manufacturing. How does Crown Paints position itself within this growing push for green manufacturing, environmentally friendly?
I think we have been taking a lot of initiatives, to be very frank. We recently just been signed a deal for solar power, and we have also particular talk about our factory. We have a water recycling plant. So I think if you look at that, being a brand leader, we have all certification, ISO 9000, ISO 14000, ISO 18000. So all environmental certifications we have, okay, and we make sure that we contribute to the environment and make the environment green. That's why if you look at all our products are green now. We don't use a lead in our product. We don't have a lead. We have removed the lead long back. So if you look at our products, which we've been making, all are green and VOC free.
Great. Let's talk about product diversification. You have recently rolled out a new brand of paint. Just give us a sense in terms of what has gone into this and how you intend this to scale up your market share.
Yeah, I think we just launched a new generation of paints called granite finish paint, which look like a granite, if you like that. It's the first company ever which thought about it. And if you see, this is a granite. It exactly look like granite. If this is a granite, real granite rock, which you see if you compare, it give exact look like that. So today, putting a granite on a wall or granite, if you do applications, a particular stone is very expensive. It's in Kenya, maybe 10 to 15,000 shillings per square meter.
Yeah.
And this give a very rich look, very elegant look. Okay, and that's what we came when I travel internationally in all the coating shows, and I saw this particular product, and I was amazed. I said, "This is a super product. It looked like a granite." Then when I inquired about the costing was within a reach. So then I engaged my team, technical team. I asked them to visit those countries and visit suppliers, and then found that yes, we can manufacture this product here. But it will take some time because we need to import some machineries, import raw materials. So we had a lot of challenge in COVID, but somehow we have met all the challenges and started producing the products here. So the great thing about this product is look like a granite and is function like a granite. So like, for example, if you say the features of this product, first of all, it's a dust proof. So it doesn't, because of silicon technology, it doesn't allow dust to settle on. As soon as rain comes, it can self-cleansing. So self-cleansing also, like sometimes it can be dust proof but cannot do self-cleansing. But since we are using silicon technology, it also self-clean the material. Plus now high abrasion, if you look at the 2 mm film, so it's give a very high protections to the wall. Now we are in equator, we are ultraviolet races, so our color fading start much faster in this country. So this also give you the protections of color fading. So it remain with the color retention for many years. Plus aesthetic look of like a stone, you know. So I think demand of the unique product in Kenya by professional developers is growing day by day. Everyone would like to when they make a project or they construct the building, they want to show something unique. They want to show the extraordinary look, you know, to attract investor to buy the building, or even they want to renting out a building, they can attract better rent and better commercial deal, you know. So that's the reason that it's been for us for inspiration, that developers, architects, professional, they always, when I talk to them, they say what is next from Crown is coming, and that's the reason that we launched this product. Granite, to do the granite wall cladding particular and the wall is start from minimum 10,000 shillings per square meter to 15,000, depend on the area. Sometimes like big areas can cost come down, but if you want to do small area, it's going to cost 10 to 12, 13,000 shillings per square meter. This paint will only cost you 1,500 to 2,000 shillings per square meter. So you can understand, we've been providing such a great sustainable solutions, beautiful solutions, elegant solutions with only 1/10 cost. Yeah.
And that point by Dr. Rakesh Rao takes us to the close of our conversation on Business Redefined, where we have been looking at Crown Paints, the corporate actions, the product diversification, how the subsidiaries are performing. We shall continue to focus on entities such as Crown Paints in subsequent coverage on Business Redefined.